Hi there, I'm Greta. Welcome to my farm. I am sitting here with Tulsi, otherwise known as Holy Basil. And so Tulsi is Ocimum tenuifolium. It's in the mint family, and it is native to Southeast Asia and India. And in India, this plant is considered sacred. So all parts, the soil, the water, the plant itself, all considered sacred. So hence the name Holy Basil. Okay, so Tulsi has as many or more herbal actions of any plant that I know. And so I'm going to talk about a lot of them today, but there may be a few that I even miss because it really is such a powerhouse of an herb. Okay, so first of all, it's an adaptogen, and we're hearing that word more and more these days. So adaptogens go in and help the body deal with outside stressors, whether it's environmental or emotional, but these outside stressors it helps to deal with so that the body is able to function in a more balanced, healthy place. And of course, when that's happening, it can handle more of those challenges it's given day to day. And so if you want to use Tulsi as an adaptogen, you need to use it as a tonic. And so that's going to take, some time. It's not an overnight thing. You want to build this up in your body over many weeks or months. I personally drink Tulsi tea every day, taking little breaks here and there, but I do use it as an adaptogen. Okay, so it's also an immune modulator, which means it's going to go in there, and so say you're getting that cold or flu, and it's going to help increase that immune response to fight these viruses off. But it also helps to reduce the immune response if needed. And that's going to be in individuals, say, with autoimmune disease or allergies. Okay, so it helps protect healthy cells in individuals that are going through chemotherapy and radiation. It's a diuretic. It's an antidepressant and helps with anxiety. And also, that's how I use it as well in my life, and it supported me for many, many years in that area. And I would say also, it's a great plant to reach for in any kind of situation where the stress is just a little bit higher. Whatever transition period it is, you're moving, new job, the workload's just a lot bigger these days. Whatever it is. I would say reach for Holy Basil. It could be a great support in those times. Okay, so it also is an antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory. So it's going to help with colds and flus, once again. And then the anti-inflammatory properties are really great for supporting the lungs. And so if that means that it can support the lungs while you do have one of these viruses, or also supporting the lungs with people that suffer from asthma. And so this is something, once again, with asthma that you're going to want to use it as a tonic. It is not something I'm suggesting to grab for when you're having an asthma attack. It's that I feel like you need to stick with your protocol that you've come up with your doctor. But it will support you overall with strengthening your body and, using it as an adaptogen. Alrighty, so it also helps with cognitive function. And so that specifically people that need to concentrate. And so it's given to adults and kids, often with ADHD. It's a very safe plant. You can give it to kids all the way up to the elderly. And so, and like I mentioned before, you can use it as a tea. So there's several ways to use this plant. You can drink it as a tea, and I highly suggest this because the taste is really nice. It's it's a very pleasant taste. It's easily blended with other herbs. So if you have some other stuff going on, you could throw it in with Tulsi. My daughter loves to drink Tulsi tea with milk and honey on ice. And so that's a really nice summery drink, and you could use fresh Tulsi because you could grow it. And so for a wintry drink, people love to add it to like the chai mix, which would be really supportive, for colds and flus and congestion and things like that. And it's also considered a culinary herb. And so you could use this in place of or in combination with Genovese basil. And so you want to taste it because it is a bit more pungent than, regular basil. But, I don't mind the taste. I actually really like it. So I will use it as a pesto. And sometimes I'll, just depending on how much Genovese basil I have in the garden, I'll combine them. But I'm just a really big fan of including our herbs into our foods, just so we're getting them into our bodies daily. And, it doesn't have to be a big event. We're just eating them and we're getting the support from the plants day to day. I have to just admit, Tulsi may be my all-time favorite plant. It does so many things. It supported me in a ton of different areas. And so if I had to just choose that one plant, it may be Tulsi. I have a friend that always jokes and says that whatever plant I'm talking about, I think that's my favorite. That might be true. But Tulsi is definitely up there on that list. So if you don't know Tulsi, that's super exciting. I'm happy you're hearing this, and I hope that you incorporate it in your life. And if you do know Tulsi, maybe you've learned a new way to use it. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for listening. Take care.